this is Josiah Faylauer bringing you a Research Bite. If you want a version of this same Research Bite in American Sign Language, look at the video notes below and click on that link where you can get this entire description in American Sign Language. You know, people have been increasingly interested in personality and how personality matches with work performance. So, is there a specific personality that's best to have if one wants to be a sign language interpreter? Well, that's what this article today looks at. The article we're looking at today is titled Evaluating Emotional Stability as a Predictor of Interpreter Competence and Aptitude for Interpreting, which is a mouthful. Basically, what this research article looked at is personality traits and interpreter competence, specifically the perceptions of competence for interpreters. The authors of the study are Karen Bontempo and Jemina Napier. This article was published in an edited volume by Franz Pochacker. That volume was published in 2014, titled Aptitudes in Interpreting. What these researchers did was distributed a questionnaire that they developed, and they distributed this questionnaire all across Australia to Australian sign language interpreters. They developed the questionnaire using information from organizational psychology, personality psychology, interpreting and translation studies, and applied linguistics. They developed the questionnaire and then sent it out to Auslan interpreters all across Australia. This questionnaire collected information on a variety of topics. First of all, it collected information on demographics, so age, gender, background, etc. It also collected information related to the participants' perceptions of their own competence, perceptions of their skill when it comes to interpreting. And of course, it collected information about personality. The researchers used a variety of well-known and widely used personality measures that are used in psychology, organizational psychology, personality studies, etc. The questionnaire used psychometric measures to make personality determinations of the participants. The questionnaire also collected information such as the interpreter's background, their level of education, what training opportunities were available to them at that time. The questionnaire had both open and closed questions as well. 110 people responded to the questionnaire, which the researchers estimated was about 42% of certified interpreters in Australia at that time. And here's what you need to know about this research article. Interpreters that had perceptions of competence that were very high, they also had a very high sense of self-efficacy. Now, in personality research, self-efficacy can be understood as the belief that one has the ability to succeed in whatever situation they may be in at that time. That would be self-efficacy. So again, this research found that those that had high self-efficacy also had a high sense of personal competence in interpreting. Number two, another important finding were that interpreters that had a high sense of their own personal competence also had very low negative affectivity. Negative affectivity can be understood as negative emotions. Negative emotions like nervousness, anger, disgust, guilt, contempt, things like that. That those interpreters that felt highly competent also had a low negative affectivity. And number three, interpreters that had a high sense of personal competence didn't really seem to affect much or relate much to their goal orientation. Now, goal orientation is a personality trait that is defined as somebody who has a goal at the forefront of their focus, more so than the tasks that are required to reach that goal. That would be called goal orientation. So again, it seemed as if goal orientation and perceptions of personal competence didn't really have much correlation. So the authors of this study point out that research to date has been pretty inconclusive when it comes to personality and interpreting competence and aptitude. However, this research does start to build a foundational understanding that may help us understand in the future what personality traits or types might best be suited for interpreting. This research shows that something is definitely there, that there are some traits that seem to correlate to higher degrees of competence and aptitudes. But really, there needs to be more research done on this particular topic with a larger sample pool and a larger set of data. This would help us understand even more how personality and interpreting competence and aptitude go together. This information is useful. It's useful for the person who's considering a career in interpreting as they determine what personality traits they have and how those might fit or not fit with the demands of a career in interpreting. Information like this is also useful for educators as they help to guide current and potential students in making a decision to join a program, complete a degree, etc. Most people want to know before they commit to a long journey of education, do I have the skills, aptitude, personality traits that will help me get there? A link to this article is in the video notes below. I encourage you to read the article in full. There's a lot of great information in it. Remember, stay curious, pursue knowledge, and learn something new every day. This is Josiah Failauer, bringing you a Research Bite. Thanks for watching.